I am coming to you once more from the streets of Davos in Switzerland on day 5, the 5th and final day of the World Economic Forum's 2024 annual meeting. Now, the conference has concluded, and as you can see behind me here, it is a complete ghost town in Davos, especially compared to the hustle and bustle of the previous week. Over the course of the morning, we saw the final sessions, but really, all of the really important people, those big elites, got out of Dodge. Many of them have left. They've taken their helicopters out of the village of Davos. And you could tell all the really important folks had already gotten out of Dodge because police were taking down the many barricades and barriers that adorn the street even before the conference technically ended. Some of them have, of course, made their way to the ski slopes, which I'm told is a key part of the Davos experience for the rich and powerful of the world who descended on this village over the last week. Now, the theme of this year's conference was rebuilding trust. Now, whether or not trust was actually rebuilt is anyone's guess. There was a lot of discussion about misinformation, but not much about what the institutions themselves have done to, I think, foster a lot of that mistrust and foster a lot of those very issues that have resulted in such a dramatic decline in people having confidence and faith in institutions. This is what WEF President Borge Brenda said in his closing remarks of the conference.
Rising global temperatures, a still fragile economy, and a deteriorating security landscape are challenges that are not bound by borders. They affect us all. There's no longer such a thing as a country, company, or community insulated from global shocks. And when it comes to leveraging opportunities, it is not possible to do so alone. Yet, we know the foundation of cooperation, trust, has been eroding in recent years, which is why this week's meeting on rebuilding trust has been so important.
But despite this stated commitment to rebuilding trust, there was a remarkable lack of transparency at this conference. As I mentioned earlier in the week, the World Economic Forum has not and will not, I suspect, release its list of participants, the names and countries and affiliations of those who have attended here, even the list of public figures, representatives of governments from around the world have not been disclosed, except for those who appeared on the speaking agenda. We would frequently run into people on the streets that we would have no idea were here had we not been here to take a look at them and actually read their name tag and ask them some questions. And it was remarkable how few questions some of these leaders wanted to answer. For example, Christine Lagarde, who is the president of the European Central Bank, was here. I asked her a question that I know is on a lot of people's minds about trust in financial systems, trust in the banking world, especially with digital currency. And this is what happened. Good afternoon, ma'am. How can people have confidence in digital currencies and government not using it as a tool of control?
I'm not giving an interview, I'm not speaking because I'm in a quiet period.
This is about rebuilding trust this year. How can people have trust in these institutions when governments wield so much control?
Mrs. Lagarde, where's the privacy of the people?
Shouldn't you be answering questions if this conference's theme is rebuilding trust, ma'am?
Mrs. Lagarde?
As I indicated there, it's hard to imagine rebuilding trust without transparency and without these people being willing to answer questions. In any event, that is a wrap on the 2024 World Economic Forum annual meeting and a wrap on our coverage of it. Thank you so much for all your support through the week, and we'll see you back in Canada. For True North from Davos, I'm Andrew Lawton.